Hi, and welcome to Bench Talk. My name is Jason Clark, and I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts Damian Reed, Akeem Nero, Asani Evelyn, and Mr. Dwayne Collymore. Good night, guys, and how are the guys doing today? Sunny, I see you have on a Guardian General. Haven't seen those ones in a long time.
My man's a cricket friend. My friends is get things, man. Friends is get things, man. Friends is get things.
Well, at least you admit that you were a cricketer's friend and not a cricketer.
Go right. I will never portray to be. Will never portray to be.
Okay, you just always enjoy the sport.
Oh, just enjoy sport.
I thought it was swing.
I talk about it.
Swing. I thought it was swing.
Yeah, but Nero, yeah. On a good day.
Isn't that his is that his Twitter name, Nero Swing or PS or something like that?
Pace.
He has so much names.
Pace.
He named Marshall HD, he named LeBron, he named I don't know.
According to another cricketer, Nero that had a little banter with Mr. Collymore, he doesn't know his identity.
He don't know his identity, man.
We're right, fellas.
Good one there. Fellas, recently we had SIr Curtly Ambrose in the media, and he had some things to say about the current state of West Indies cricket, and he said, he doesn't think that the West Indies would ever see those glory days again. And he also went on to say, it's going to be difficult to find another Viv Richards or Desmond Haynes or Gordon Greenwich, Brian Lar, and so on and so forth. And I just want to get the guys' take on what what Curtly would have said. And for me personally, I kind of understand what he was saying, but still I don't agree. I just want to explain quickly. But when he was referring to when the West Indies were at the top of the cricketing world, I don't even think at this particular point in time. Yes, we have powerhouses in cricket now. We have India. India is always going to be a threat. Australia is always going to be a threat. England, obviously. And for the last number of years, we saw New Zealand is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and it's definitely on the up and coming. So I don't think that no one team can walk into any series and be 100% confident that they're going to win. And so I kind of disagree with him in that phase of it. But and then when he went on to say that it's going to be difficult to find another Viv and find another Lara. Once again, for me, I don't think that we need to go and try to find another Lara. I think that we have talented players that can definitely put up a fight. And he did say, which I do agree with, that he believes that the West Indies team can climb the ICC rankings in years to come. But I don't see Virat Kohli as India going out and finding another Sachin. I don't see Steve Smith being there and Australia finding another Ricky Ponting. I just think that those guys came in, those guys worked hard, and those guys have made a name for themselves in international cricket. So that was just my take on his stance. I believe we have, like I said, we in years to come. I think Craig Brathwaite, when it's all said and done, I think his stats. I mean, you don't really want to go to stats because people want to compare errors and all of that. So I try to move away from stats sometimes, but I believe at the end of the day, Craig Brathwaite probably will have a better stat sheet than Desmond Haynes or Gordon Greenwich. I believe Jason Holder will have a remarkable career at the end of the day. Shea Hope, I believe he also, to win his all and done, will have a remarkable career. So I just think that we need to give the guys some time to develop into their own. And the notion of having to find this and try to compare these players to the past players, I necessarily I don't agree with it. So I just want to hear what the guys had to say with regards to Mr. Curtly's comments. Really, I'm gonna start here with you tonight. What was your take on what was said from by Ambrose?
Good night, guys. Good night to the viewers. Um, I could understand where he's coming from. I could understand his point of view, but I agree. I agree. We had Viv, we had Brian, we had all these big stars back in the day. That's back in the day.
Mm,
We had 2021 now. And for me
correct.
personally, cricket is a team sport. So if everybody can chip in and do, yes, you got a bowler taking a fifer or a batsman scoring 100 and thing. Yeah, that's what we want. But if you could get everybody chipping in and doing their part, I prefer that rather than
Mm,
a opener getting 100 or a
mm,
batsman getting 100 and the other six batsmen struggling, or one bowler taking 5 wickets and then you can't get the rest of the bowlers can't get the other 5 men out. So you got to depend on
mm,
one or two players all the time.
mm.
So I guess I can understand where he's coming from. I can understand where he's coming from totally, but still, this is a different era now. That was back in the 80s and 90s. We are 2021 going into 2022. So
Mhm.
that's just my take on it. I hear him and I understand this, but I don't totally agree with him.
Okay, like I said, I kind of 50-50 on it too. Kind of share the same sentiments as you, Mister.
Yeah.
Akip Nero.
Hey. Good day, everyone. Just excuse me if I doze off tonight. Fully vaccinated today, so I never went from like one job today. I tend to agree with Mr. Ambrose. I tend to agree with him. Reason being, I got 3 points. Because it's different. This number one, there's different times. But
Mm,
then times just change. You understand? But then
mm,
you remember playing for the pride, the passion, racism, to prove that black people we could play the sport at that level and dominate. So it was just a different time in the world, a different upbringing. We we ain't raised our grandparents raised in a different era. Right now we got these in we hand every minute. It's just different times. So
mm,
yeah.
mm,
So that just contributes to that funny aspect. Um the money. The money for sure. I asked myself, if we give the West Indies players each $1 million contract for a year, US, $1 million US, is that going to change the performances? I I might answer to that is no.
mm,
Because for me, I find in other countries or whatever, some people say, all right, I work hard to get to this stage, and that actually drives them on to say, okay, well, I could reap this reward yearly. I find sometimes I say the Caribbean, not only the Caribbean, but we say other sports and countries. But when a person reach after working so hard with so little, after reaching that level, and you actually getting the rewards, some people just tend to comfortable. You
mm.
understand? So and lost some of the drive, etc. Um, and the infrastructure, like compared in Caribbean, we probably got some of the best infrastructure. So the results, we with Barbados, with the exception of obviously the 50 over just now, we would see that
Oh,
we
you talk
probably
about
got some of the
Barbados.
best. Yeah, we would probably got some of the best facilities in the Caribbean, probably with Trinidad and probably Jamaica. So you will see Barbados reflected in 40 and the titles and stuff like that. But now you
Mm,
take that to the grand scheme of things, Caribbean infrastructure compared to the Indians and the Aussies and the English,
yeah,
it is what it is. And
yeah.
like just certain things like sponsorship for like we struggling for sponsorship in cricket. Like if we want to dominate, we have to do things differently and do things that okay. For instance, we have a group of West Indies cricketers. Probably not the first team, but you gotta take some youngsters, take them to India for 2 months, take
Uh-huh.
them to New Zealand. Not when you get to that level that first thing you're seeing it. Yes,
Mm,
it will be costly, but if your ambition is to get back the glory days, you gotta do those things.
mm,
Not
mm,
just we seeing on the 30, on the 15, fella good should be ranked as a number one player. Not much competition. He gets to the level now on the 19 West Indies, and then he facing the world when he ain't really had the competition to that level throughout. So
Mm.
I can't pinpoint one thing is a whole number of things, but those are my three for right now.
Yeah,
Different times, money, and the infrastructure.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you with regards to the infrastructure. I think that I mean I don't want to sit down here and and bash the board because I for one don't necessarily have all the answers for certain things that I might not agree with. But I think that we need to look at how we do things in the Caribbean with regards to cricket. And I think that if we could get a more control and a more well, yeah, I would just say control for now, a more controlled way of how we do things. I think that maybe we can start to see a little more consistency. I don't want to take anything off the players because at the end of the day, it's up to the players to go out there and perform. But I mean, we still have to ensure that we provide the best facilities and the best resources for the players and the best conditions, I should say, for the best for the players to go there, and execute the job at a reasonably high level.
It's more.
Uh,
I think players still got a lot more options. So whereas
mhm.
back then it was you have
Yes.
1,000 men try to compete together. West Indies 11. You
Yeah.
understand strength in numbers, and that was the only thing basically. With
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
exception, you
Uh,
carry back a cricket or whatever. But you
Yeah.
understand. But no, America go and play in Trinidad, America go and play in Canada, I still make a living.
It's still McElevin. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree.
I guess it's not only one factor, it's many factors. And like I
yeah,
said, the tourists to India and New Zealand, I mean once every 10 years or 5 years, they talk about these should be 2, 3 times a year, get these fellas accustomed to different conditions. Not when
Hmm.
you turn up in India and then oh it's a surprise. No.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think I agree with you. Say the world changed, but because the world changed, it don't mean that certain norms or values would change generally. To me, I understand where so currently coming from in terms of passion. Like I think it is more to do with consistency because it's like you continually seeing sparks or glimpses where you tell yourself be this team could be the best team. But then it's like then it go on a run now where it's like what's going on with this team. So I
Hmm.
think in terms of that, it seemed like 1 minute they don't got no passion, the next minute they got passion. So I think that is where it's coming from. As he said too, is like I agree with. I don't think West Indies cricket. The time soon we get back to glory days. It don't gotta be ruling the cricket for for a decade.
Hmm.
It could just be for being number one for a period of time. Let me say 6 months, just as a starter package. 6 months. You know, so I don't
Hmm.
think that West Indies cricket will get back there no time soon. For more
Hmm.
than one reason. You got the players, you got the board. Until it always seems to be some clash between the two. You know,
Hmm.
until we get everybody working in unison
On the same page,
on the
correct?
same page with the same goals. As Nero said, money is being involved. If you can make just $800,000 from one tournament for 6 weeks,
6 weeks, yeah.
and your cricket board is willing to give you $800,000 for a year with uncertainty, because that's the factor that West Indies Cricket Board always seem to have uncertainty. You
Hmm.
understand? It's like one series you in, use the man, boom, next series, buy.
Hmm.
No questions, don't answer questions, don't. And I mean, I don't have all the information because the board will probably know things that I don't know. But this
Correct.
is from the outside looking in. It's like it's always be a clash. It's always be some drama going on with the board. You understand? And I tend to agree with you in that statement. But in terms of the times change, like, as you say, they got teams that would go. You can't just say, "Oh, India gonna go New Zealand and win the series." No,
Nah, I
you
can't.
can't say England gonna come here and beat West Indies. No, you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Because it's like times change, planning is more technology, people doing more footage. So you get to review different techniques, different
Yeah, people are
angles,
better
this
prepared.
side thing. You understand? So it's
Yeah.
like back then it's Curtly and then guys then you say it was more passion to show that we could compete at this level
Mhm.
and to show you how money this create problems. I don't know if you remember the Rebel Tour.
Mm.
You
Mm.
understand? If you look at the option where Alvin Greenwich and those guys, the money that they were
Man,
offered,
yeah,
it was
fellas,
like
look.
changing money.
Yeah,
You understand?
yeah,
So therefore, again, in that time, you see, people still willing to take the risk. They
correct.
still took the risk and went. You understand? So now that money, life changing money is becoming so normal, it can be hard for you unless you give your players enough money that money don't be an issue.
Mhm.
We just want performances. We don't worry about money. Money give me there. You perform, you give me all, you can get to do, play your IPL. I can fit in those slots for you that
Mhm.
you will remain competitive. But until then, just you can be on a seesaw, man.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said earlier, like I think one of the major, like I said, the cricketers, but one of the major reasons for me why I don't see or why we are still where we are at the current moment is the discrepancy between the board and the players. Yeah. Mr. Evening.
All right. Blessings and salutations to the guys and to the viewers as well. I I read this article, I digested, and I went back and forth. And listening to the guys, there's a very amount of opinions. Obviously, I tend to slay on it, but it's something that he said that I will read that kind of speak to me, that pull at me as a fan. I think nowadays most of the youngsters we have now probably don't quite understand what cricket means to West Indians in the West Indies and
That's the
abroad,
word. It's true.
because cricket is the only sport that unites Caribbean people, so Curtly argued.
Mhm.
When we were the best team in the world, West Indians all over the globe will walk and boast about how
Yes.
good we are because we were the best. So it's going to be difficult to see those glory days again. Yes, we can be competitive and climb up the ICC rankings and be a force to reckon with, but those glory days, I don't think we'll see them again. It's been 20 years we've been in that bottom half of the ICC rankings. Fed saying will get number one. It is impossible. February will have to play winning cricket probably for the next 5 years and to get out there, because the disparity between the one ranking and our eight ranking is a big gap. Then points don't just you just don't jump up after you gotta win consistently and climb up. And we
Right.
just be in a pitfall, and the fact and that part security said they don't understand what it means to us, the fans. They don't understand. We take time, we take money for our earnings. Probably, but not by saying we really want to pay money to get a proper seat to watch West Indies play at the Oval. For them to get scheduled up for 40. Huh? We get beat in 3 days. Huh? Banner cricket for day 5. Come on, man. You can take a day and left word and go and watch it. And we get beat in 4 or 3 or sometimes 2. They don't understand. They think scoring 30 is 50. As Fed said, the lightly passionate drive. Some have it. Kimar, Rochi has it. Curl no coming for I can see has it. Craig has it. Jess has it. The rest, man, I got bare question marks. Man, question marks. I was on the Hattie train, and the more I think it was Roger Harper. When I listened to Roger Harper, the selector, talked about Hatman, and Roger Harper's from Ghana, mind you. So ain't like, man, there's a bias. He see Hatman the talent. He says the mental, just the fellas, the mental, something. He is comfortable being comfortable. Look at Hattie before he think. I know clearly the only thing the money doing is getting a fat, Jess. That's all. The money just falling in
Yeah,
them.
it's true.
So for he, and then I think also for me, I think his love life is affecting his cricket life. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Mr.
Yeah, bro.
Evening, Mr. Evening.
No. Let me be real. Let me be. Let
Oh,
me.
Me hear
I
you,
think.
DJ,
I
DJ.
think he does a little too much on the social. You know, for him, it's about appearance. It's all about appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Cause he thinks he's a star. Like he's this star. Like
But he is
you
a
know,
star.
he had a couple good
Star.
big series that. Like, I mean, but he doesn't carry on. Just like you know, like the passion gone. Man, first you just see that man wanted to work. Like, and it's sad they don't understand. They when I say pay them more money, I think this is some of the most well paid cricketers in world cricket, as is currently against the best of the best, and we can't
But
forget
the
to face.
disparities is be too far, Hassani, man. You saying we're the best, but you say the disparities
So
are taking.
you gonna pay a
I
man
ain't
eight
saying
hundred thousand
I
a
ain't saying
series to
pay
give
them.
30 runs?
I ain't saying pay them more money. All I am saying is if you guarantee the guys some stability along with a respectable salary, I think the results could change. Because if you look at India for the first person that the lowest person, sorry to say, that no play for India, they don't got the conflicts. England the same thing. You understand? Man,
All right,
contracts
so
will be
what?
$1
All right,
million.
what paying them? What they giving me in return? 30,
That
25?
no one you
Just
talking about
look,
the current
two,
state. I am not
none
saying
for
they're going
100,
to give you
none for 100.
25 and 30. I am saying it would improve that 25 and 30 mindset to probably 50, 60, 80, 100 because they then
You,
got some form of stability
Lost
as,
really there.
as
I never
opposed
hear
to
nobody. I always hear the saying, more money, more problems. You know, we come here now. Just Bill Gates ain't no going through a divorce and he got enough money. The man from Amazon, Bezos, he ain't got enough money. He divorced his wife. More money, more problems, man. And but the money, this going past the money. Fact,
I
how can you present this case to Bethanians? Hey, cricket lovers, we can pay the fellas more, man. I was like, what?
I never see you, man. You taking this the wrong
No,
way.
I don't understand you.
for
I
me,
ain't paying.
as if your ambitions is to get back to the glory days, those things gonna
Money
be the
gotta be
case.
involved.
That's all they're saying.
So
Hassan is
you can
saying
give
that
me
Hassan is
give me
saying you
glory
can't
day runs.
reward. Hassan is saying you can't reward poor performances.
But
Period.
that's
I'm
what Hassan
But
is saying.
I am saying is if you're trying to get back to glory days, you go raise the bar. So I
correct,
see.
correct,
That's all. That's all. Yeah.
correct.
Because we
I ain't saying get them more money. You gotta raise the
Yeah.
bar. You
If you
can't
want
got
glory days.
players. You cannot go to be a easy decision for players to say, well, you see that Pakistan league, I going down there, and we West Indies got T20 series. Madness,
Yeah.
madness.
Well, Rudy,
you,
what you think about the pay scale, the pay gap, Rudy? What you think about that?
My West Indies men get paid pretty decent, yeah. For the
mm,
as Sally saying for the results that them producing,
Mm-hmm.
give man $100,000 for 30 and 40. It really cutting it.
Mm. Okay,
wait,
fair enough.
pause a
True,
minute,
yeah.
quick. So fair
Like
technically
true.
them all we money as fans because we the paying them
They
they
owe
wrote
you for
that.
years. That's not the West
We're
Indies owe
good.
you.
We're good.
That's not the West Indies owe you grandparents. Not
So
only
before so before Jace, we increased our paycheck, repair some of the debt that you owe we as fans. They're not
You
starting to
can,
repair it with Bangladesh,
you can.
Sri Lanka. I want to see it against South Africa, Pakistan, and
Correct.
but you
Australia.
can't say if when the man got a Pakistan league and you paying me
Right.
$2,500 for a T20 and Pakistan paying me $10,000 for a T20. What do you think again?
So you only doing cricket for money
But
then?
watch it.
I am not
Nathan,
no
Watch
you
it.
know what
you want the money and the lifestyle.
That
know
way
what
comes
You
down to
want the
no.
money and the
it just come
lifestyle.
down to that because
Comes
you want
down
to
to
show
that.
me you
You
want to
know
show
what?
me the
But
safety.
it's the same thing. It's the same thing for the foreign the other countries too.
Thank you.
They can come and get $2,500 for T20 and eight
But
hundred
my
thousand for
contract
six
is $1
weeks.
million.
But
But you
then
The
retain a
man
high.
retainer
but then
contract is $1 million.
You want to know where the retaining contracts, hey? Because this perform to this PERFORM perform.
But you
You can
know,
only get paid what you're worth.
but
What
Sonny,
if you go make 25 runs, Jess? What you can pay you like you score 100? Madness. It
I
can't work.
all right, don't
Fed
pay
I
them.
understand you, you know.
This is
I'm
that
not
is what
bumping
these
at nobody's contract. Can I
can
see some consistency, Jess? And that's
But
very
all
sad.
right, all right, you want consistency. Roach should be consistent, and Roach
Of
can't get
course.
downgraded.
But I got a problem with that. That one I got a
But that's
problem
why
with.
I'm telling you.
That one I got Jess. That contract I got a problem with. That's the only one I got a problem with.
But that's the
I
same
got
thing here telling you.
I got a
So
problem with
you
that.
say
That man
you,
no more.
But
you,
but and in the case like Roach is not someone now at this stage of his career that is gonna be going all over the world to play in these tournaments. You understand? But I'm just saying, in a case like that,
Correct.
in the case like someone like Roach who has been, performing
Loyal to you.
reasonably well and loyal to you. You understand? In a case like that,
Get him.
in the next year now and this series overseas coming that's paying you triple. You understand? When you just got downgraded after a decent year. I mean, if someone says, well, I'm gonna head out, can you really blame them?
With
But
200
just
200 wickets in the bank.
Can you really blame them?
I think also he explained that because of the revenues, remember that money determined on how much money best in the tours and thing.
And
So
we
I
don't have a-
think,
we
and
don't
then
have a-
also this, I think England their contract they said they can make less money going like everybody lost revenue, so it's supposed to be a trickle down effect. I more so I saw that for England as well too. So it might just be a case of like, hey, the revenues overall, like everywhere take a loss because of COVID. Obviously, we ain't had no tourists here. Period. So all that is money we were lost. Like get receipts,
But another thing we forget
tickets.
into. Look at that man got Nike and Puma thing to work with as a separate paycheck. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, so it's like it ain't
Huge endorsements of City
all we
Cricket.
want to say
Oakley.
is sandals resort.
Yeah, it can be
Sandals all the time. We
the resources,
recycling
boy.
sandals.
Ain't close, boy.
Because
So-
you know why?
Sandals that's what you sell.
We approach the cricket like we at the beach. Calm, cool, and collected, just nice and easy. Nice and easy and relax, huh?
I don't agree.
Huh?
I don't
And they
agree.
may got big TV channels, Fox and Star Sports and
Athenian
whatever.
Stars and Mac
But
T20.
ESPN is one show or cricket on their platform. We
Right.
get a deal with ESPN.
But Asani, but you looking at I talking about you looking at Test cricket and what's not. I know draw the Roach reference to you. You see you want consistency, Roach consistent, contract cut. That's the same thing I'm telling you.
But their argument for Roach was
I don't
think
want to
was
hear the
revenue.
argument. It shouldn't be an argument.
But
That's
Fred,
what
if you're
I'm telling
making
you.
more money, if you're not making enough money as the organization, but you can't pay people more than what you got.
So
But
you
that's
ever hear?
simple.
I want to ask you something. You ever hear Roger Harper or any of them fellas complaining about about their salary yanka?
I ain't know. You
But
ain't
we
hear that.
making-
But it's never hear that.
But we ain't
But
making
you
the
know,
money. But we ain't making the money. And when Cameron and them boys in, them fellas' salaries
Don't-
don't get touched.
don't call Cameron.
Well, sorry, we're not.
Shallow and Scarrett.
Scarrett and them boys.
But
Scarrett.
Scarrett, remember Scarrett who got his prime minister salary. Remember?
But
He got. I just tease him, man. But
I'm
yeah,
just telling you, that's where the conflict can always come. Board members don't get complain about their salary. They can tell you they don't get no revenues, but still yet their salaries don't get touched. But they can want to tell you the
he's
players,
small man. Yeah,
the players, we gotta reduce the players, and we can
I
fund
understand
this
your
money.
point. You know,
We can
yeah.
cut the players' salary and increase money for the regional cricket and where.
But you know, we discussed this the last week too.
They
But the standard of the T20 that we should still got a T20 league to pick proper players for the
Most
IPL.
definitely. Most
No,
definitely.
and that's another thing for me too. When I say infrastructure, all of these things is what I'm talking about. I still don't think that we play enough cricket, and that is a major thing for me. Like these,
But
we
just,
need,
we make it seem like we play a lot of cricket.
We
You know
don't.
that, though.
we,
Look at
we-
baby.
that's what I'm saying.
Look at
all
where
of the
Barbados has played the domestic
so
season.
once again, it's okay for security to say the players and the passion and this and that and that's in third, and he probably might have valid points, but to me, there's so many more contributing factors that can really sum up to a huge difference of why we. I mean, once again, like I said earlier, I'm not taking any weight off of the players because the players have not performed up to standard. I definitely acknowledge that. But I still think, I mean, like we were talking a couple of weeks ago, remember, and we were talking about the amount of, I think someone touched on this earlier, the amount of nets, indoor nets that we have in the Caribbean. Like, I mean, Australia probably has one of have that amount probably
One academy.
at one academy. You understand where I'm coming from?
Just to show you, saying, just to show you the disparities between salaries.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but then this is Zach Crawley.
Mm-hmm.
His salary, Jace, is £700,000.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that?
For how much Cassandras?
Who you gonna tell me about? Who you gonna tell me now? Who you gonna tell me now about Cassandras? He knows star.
He knows star.
You can come here with a double game, 700,000 US.
But Fed, he called you record though.
Huh?
Them is merit all now based on their country record coming into England also.
So we can't do it on we first class record. We don't play first class cricket.
But once again, we do. You can just say and Hassani. I know you're gonna ask if you can reward the man that averaging probably at some small amount another for a track record. But once again, look at the amount of cricket. I mean, we don't have the resources that Australia might have, and India might have, and England might have. We totally understand that. But look at the amount of cricket and look at how they are being how they are judged. Look at the amount of cricket that they're playing in their first class tournament.
Correct.
Compared to the amount of cricket that we are playing in our first.
The man's only 22.
Is
that part, yeah.
Chalk and cheese.
First of all, look at what time of year every local cricket start? It's play for man. Give me starting month.
What about local cricket right now? Normally April to December.
April, yeah.
Good.
April, yeah.
For main cricket started wash out September, right? So we shave off we shave off August got this break for crop over. But how can you get competitive cricket when the match is running out? We know when we get to the latter half of the season, like August, Fed, and we gotta play down north. That's a down a backup called cricket washout. Don't ever waste your time going on this because and for years I'm thinking, and then you get on it, but you're not feeling first cracker in the beginning of the year.
To capitalize on your seasons.
Traditional.
But we got a lot to do before we
football can play rain.
That is why, in a sense, I agree with Sir Curtly. We would not see those glory days again. Money is involved. Money is involved.
Not anytime soon, for sure.
That man ain't playing with the money. Like that man ain't playing with the money. You know what I'm saying? Man with the Rebel Tour for money. Franklin Stevenson.
And build a whole academy.
All that man went for money, life changing money.
Yeah.
You understand? So
and man, like I said, no athletes now are really, I believe, taking more control over their career and they're understanding now that injury can come in. I mean, injury can come in back then. Injury can come in now anytime and totally completely finish your career. You understand? Completely finish your career. And then you know what? You understand?
Managers,
like a business now. The players looking at it like a business now.
Exactly. And they have to because you know the ones at the top are that's where they're looking at. They're looking at money too. They're looking at paper. You understand? So you can't be vexed and you can't, really get them on the players when the players try to take control of their own finances as well.
Just you remember what Junior said when he was on the pod a couple of weeks about SIr Curtly? How when SIr Curtly used to ball, he can't remember how much balls he actually bowled on his leg side.
Yes.
He said he could only remember he bowling with 4 balls down leg side ever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Consistency, dedication to the craft, right?
Yeah.
You want to prove you're the best,
Yeah.
right? These guys to me just out to prove. You know what? Hey, I play for West Indies. You remember Justin Bradford catch a fire local T20 cricket? Oh Lord, he got to play. They keep beer noise with the play. What happened anyway? The T20 tournament, huh?
At the
And
end of
then
the day,
where is he now? I
Yeah,
never heard about him since that year, Fred. I don't what becoming he,
but
right?
Hassani,
And
but
then
Bali's
also,
got so much cricketers that you can't afford to fail.
but
but
Fred,
Hassan is
right?
saying, not one player that failed.
No,
I fail
no. I know. I can make
In his
another
first
point,
year,
in his first year. Or I never
but
get
no,
another shot.
but no. Also, when I mentioned the
go.
money
You get
and that is a
money.
business,
Yeah, go. What met a grand for years. I got a couple games with Barbados.
Telling me, I mean, Captain in Trinidad.
Go.
Be careful now.
Come on, man.
preach it.
Be careful
Right.
now, you silly rabbit.
Nah,
But the
I
injury. We talk about the get more money and the treating it as a business. But your body is your business, right? As long as you're fit and you playing that, you're only gonna make money, right? Why not invest in a cook, a proper dietitian? You know, somebody to you got.
For
I
the
know
next 3 months, for in 3 months' time, I get a bad series you drop me, and I got to fire everybody.
but no, but you making money from the IPL.
I can't get the IPL because when I go and
everybody
get
in the
IPL,
IPL,
Oh,
you
mean the
want to drop
girls
me.
and the Russells?
are they?
Yeah,
That
When I
don't
want to
that
go to
really
the
actually ain't looking at it. But
when I
we are
want
talking
to go
about
to
Gales,
the IPL,
Russell.
you
Gail
don't
is
want
43, so
the IPL.
Gail gotta be doing something, right? Cause Gail could afford.
Gil.
And
Yeah,
and, and one other thing before we move on, I believe too the board in the past did not really quite get the best players on the
In
field at
sense,
that point,
correct,
at a particular point in time.
correct.
We did not
correct.
Point
manage our
taken.
players well
Point
in the
taken.
past. You understand?
Point
So,
taken.
like I said, all of these are things that that will contribute to us not really progressing and climbing the ladder as the West Indian fans would like. So we could come on the players and as much as we like, but there are many other contributing factors out there. Like, and for me, this is a whole other topic that we can probably have to have a whole show on in the coming weeks. Name another team that would have had a new player coming in, scoring 53 matches, scoring 350s, one against Australia, one against India. I can't remember who the other one was against. And we never look back at that player to play a test cricket again. How? It does not make sense.
Who's
Who's that? Who's that?
We
That is
we
Carlos Brathwaite.
we ain't remember the name.
That is Carlos Brathwaite.
We delete the name.
Disrespectful, man.
Carlos Brathwaite played 3 test matches for the West Indies.
It's true.
Delete the
Scored
name.
350s.
It was
I mean, never look back
it
at
was two against
Carlos.
Australia, one against India,
Averaging 40
two
yards.
against Australia in Australia too.
Like
Tell
we
me
got
which other team would have
that's
had
awful.
someone, even if we had the argument he can't play with Jason, which I did not agree with. But even if that's the argument that you are bringing to the table, fair enough. But we're gonna just abandon, like we can abolish him from really completely. He's not in the series. He's not set up anything.
So
It
just all right.
doesn't make sense.
Let me
Wait,
ask you
wait,
honest.
give me a second. Give me a second. Even when you look at Carlos in the ODI format and the shorter format, Chase there. Like I said, Carlos had some opportunities. Do not get me wrong. Carlos had opportunities they did not capitalize. But Carlos did not have a constant spot in the shorter format. We were not able to say, okay, Carlos is our number 6 or number 5, but Carlos was up and down in the shorter formats. You understand? So
He scored 100 in workout too.
you understand? So we did not manage the players properly in the past. You understand? I
want to hear Sonny. He ain't go on a 2-hour ride.
I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
I know.
Can't play Jason Carlos. You can't play Jason Carlos in test cricket though.
Why?
You gotta deal with wait, but we gotta deal. Man,
Why?
that's another day.
That,
Boy.
that, 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 like I
But you
said,
know what? Yeah,
But
Yeah,
but
that's another day, boy.
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
not only to go on no past the Curtly like contracts again.
Mm-hmm.
It how you got me on a all format contract 1 year. I miss one tour with your permission.
quote unquote your permission.
With your
Quote
permission.
unquote.
Come back now, played 50 over, ain't had such a decent tournament. Play a couple of practice games, one leading up to these series. You ain't play me. I ain't playing none of the two tests. It then come now in contract time, boom. I going from all format to no format.
Mm.
What message you sending, Jace?
Correct.
How you expect players not to grab at money opportunities with us or sureties? There ain't none. There ain't none. You understand? There is none.
Yeah.
So
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Like I said, like
but that means the
it could
things that got changed, man.
yeah, there needs to be some sort of but actually Ayana messaged me earlier this week actually, and she was she was trying to explain some of the reasons that the average person may not know about with regards to the retaining of the contracts, and she was saying that the players have to play a certain amount of games, etc., etc. So
Yes, I understand all of that, Jason. I
50
understand all
50%,
of that.
50%.
But you
right.
give what how much 50% of what games Bravo play?
Who?
Bravo.
Oh, Bravo. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Unless you
Because
unless they're working a different 50%.
yeah, because he I check Mr. Eve Layla, Mr. Eve.
What is 50%, Jace?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So
It,
I don't understand the criteria, the shifting the goalposts according to Nero, man.
yeah. There's like I said, there's a lot of things that we could touch on here, but I could only hope that I think we all agree that we're not going to reach those glory days again. I think we could agree on that.
Not
But
until soon.
I do hope, I do hope that the guys can come to, when I say the guys, I mean the board and the players, can come to some sort of understanding and a smooth and level playing field, and hopefully the guys can back that with some good consistent performances, and we can see West Indies back in the top three and in rankings some time in the future. I won't say in the near future, but sometime in the future. Further, wanna touch quickly on the contracts. So you talk about the contracts. We got into the contracts last week, but some of the players that did not get the contracts, I want to touch on them a little more. Shane Thomas and
Deserve to not get a contract. Deserve to not get a contract.
Who else? There was one other player that
Paul
Bear.
and the King.
Brandon
yeah,
King.
I wanted to talk about Rockman Powell in particular. These three,
Deserve not to get a contract.
I totally agree. But I want to hear, like, what was your reasoning for those guys not to be offered the contract? Like, for instance, like
Gotta be performances, yes. For those guys, it gotta be performances. Because to me, I always say, Shane Thomas is a lucky. As people say, sometimes it's better to born lucky than rich. And to me, he's just a lucky person, Jess.
Why you say that?
Because to me, he is not. When you look at skill set as a pace bowler, Jess, he don't go.
But he got
this
paid.
is to me.
But like I say, correct.
First skill, so.
But we got so much people here that got pace, Nero.
But would you say, with all fairness to Gabriel, would you say that Gabriel has a huge skill set?
No, he developed it.
X factor.
But he developed it, and I believe. I believe. Well, fair enough. The fitness could
Shane can't be 20 JS every minute you fail a fitness test.
Fair, yeah.
And you telling me about pace.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
them is the guys that Rodman Powell, Jesse had numerous opportunities,
Numerous.
and he has not reached the heights that people. I don't know what he's the
Not
next
nearly.
Dre Russ. That means he's the next Westbrook or one of them because he can't be he can't be the Andre Russell just. He
Yeah.
has not been a game for West Indies in no time, no format.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
he's got this. He's got this that he's the next. And I think sometimes these class and the people just get to their head. Just
Exactly.
let you use Rodman Powell. Be Rodman
Exactly.
Powell. If you
Exactly.
idolize Russell, say what Russell is my idol. I look up to he. And you know me, he's talking. You feel that Kohli don't idolize Sachin on them, eh? But you can't come at the same thing you use a beat to the man. Do Rodman Power things. Don't try to do Russell things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And
Those
one more. That's what Cottrell.
cultural, yes.
I find Cottrell regressed, Jace.
Yeah.
Cottrell regressed, to be honest. One thing Cottrell was a good surprise lefty. Correct, Nero. Correct.
Money.
Correct.
Lost the
Correct.
hunger.
What?
IPL.
What you say, Nero? What you know what I'm saying? They what? They what? They what change it? What change it?
Yeah, they lost the hunger. Pollard, they lost the hunger. Bravo.
You see? And you want to pay man more. If I want to pay man more money,
$1 million for 10 years.
Thank you,
You get
Nero.
$1 million for 1 year and you may go back.
Correct.
So, for everybody. But Gail was doing this for 13 years. Pollard 10 years, man. Pollard for 10 years. They may see $1 million. I can get $1 million every year by performing. They get $1 million and do so. Oh, he's a big one.
Correct.
I the sergeant. No, good.
Man,
all of a sudden, salute down with Nero. Ain't a salute. Money too heavy with money, man.
Man, he for 30 over here playing.
What do you right there on those guys really that those three guys in particular that we just mentioned that weren't offered the contracts?
The criteria, according to Roger Harper, is based on the past year. What didn't do the past year? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. So I can't be vested that. I can't vest. As Nero said, Cottrell get by APL. And when that man movie for that 5-6 that was good night nurse for you.
Really, but remember Cottrell came back. Well, Cottrell was actually owning people with the new ball. England tour, the man I was shocked when Cottrell got play. He gave wickets with the Onions, and then the man get contract. Continue, but I don't know.
Cottrell, that's the England tour before the World Cup. Cottrell did man when he wasn't even in the original squad. Can't remember what I think it's Rick that was his squad, and then he coming out the replacement, and then he was the spearhead of the white ball format. You know, wallet heavy. Man, millionaire, so all right.
Man, we got salute to Jamaica soldiers now. Man, tell you fellas,
Rodman Powell, sorry, not him, man. Rodman Powell. I got Rodman Powell. I get something from one of them know how I feel about Mr. Campbell. I got Rodman Powell in that category. Rodman Powell.
Thank
you very much. Rodman Powell. I don't know, boy. I don't know. He want to be, instead of idolizing as Fed say, I totally agree. People will tell you, boy, you could be next Dre Russ. I think that got to you, hey. You get one, if you have a contract with KKR, I don't think you get again. I remember he captain that thing you're talking about too. I think in Bangladesh.
Yes.
A couple years ago. I don't know how. I do not know how.
Yeah.
He captain that thing with one form, one side of thing, or whatever.
Probably the pushing he has Dre Russ.
Yeah.
Remember that you said
Powell.
And then there was
Kimo Paul.
Oh God.
What you want to talk about Kimo Paul?
There's nothing to discuss.
Yeah, wait, three people tours?
Yeah.
Nothing to discuss, Jace.
Yeah, he just didn't turn up. He just didn't show up to work.
Reprimand and discharge.
Absent.
Yeah, he just didn't show up to work.
And they tell the Hetman is one of the most started men in the Caribbean, but I don't know about Hetman. Just believe every ball. Who is what the guy from South Africa name? You got to slow down, but if he the art, he said it with the part or something. So there's another case. Hitman just got last year. Hitman coming in a 6. And next one, man said, regardless of where this man will, and got on the center scene stand. And then he started with the carrot really. Next nothing. Cricket is a thinking sport. You gotta use your brain.
Then be looking like back. If you saw that, Jess.
It's
If
true.
you saw that, fellas.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, cricket
I
is
have more problem with Hitman not being offered a contract.
Yeah, you can't argue there. But the Thomas though, I like the pace that I think if Thomas could stay fit, I like Thomas.
He young.
I am not saying that he deserves a contract. Definitely not. I'm not saying that. I like him. I like. Yes, I like the pace. Yeah.
I see both our fast in India. The one
Yeah, he got the
more
pace.
fast spells, Nero. I would never take that from the lad.
I could definitely see Thomas at the top of one, and I thought like having some batsmen very uncomfortable.
All players a wake up call. Hopefully, and not he just.
Yeah, you gotta be. I get this, and saying these things gotta be on the players. You gotta be the minimum you could do, Jace. Is remain fit.
Yes,
the minimum you could
living
do.
in life. You living our life, but
anyway, you gotta be
You're a professional athlete. Yeah, you're a professional athlete. Yeah, you.
We go work, come home.
Yeah.
I mean, still try to get a little exercise, a little.
Correct.
You are telling me that my job is giving me $140,000 a year guaranteed, and I can't get it for 2 hours at least a day.
Yeah.
I exercise. I keep fit.
Yeah.
And you want to raise his salary. And you want to raise his salary, Nero.
Them fellas' salaries wasn't. Their salaries wasn't up in there, man. They been having.
If it's 140,000 Nero, he can't ever get to be fit for 2 hours.
That's an air contract,
right?
man.
Tell me, Jess. Tell me.
The least the guys can do though is try the best to stay in shape. That's it.
To me, he's just look untidy. Like
I agree with you.
He's just look untidy.
I agree with you.
He don't look put together as a cricketer.
He
like some boy that he's got this one. You play cricket in the street, and this one man just come from nowhere and just look.
That's how they practice in a pair of slippers.
I say, yo, he's back hard, yo. He's back hard.
Then they play 2 cover drives. It makes him like a back. But then look at it like, nah, man, he can't play. Like for me, man, it's he don't look. Something ain't right with the action. It just don't look put together, Jess. I don't know if it's mechanics. It don't look. Look all together.
Fair enough. I could understand.
And then he's missing next 4 games after that with injury. So this don't get to. I mean, he could come back because remember, Shannon had a lot of injuries early. Right? Well, Shannon kind of start late too, but then he worked it out.
Shannon fit.
True.
Yeah, I just hope that as someone would have just said that, it is a wake up call for some of these guys, and the guys, really understand that it's gonna take, a lot of hard work and consistency, if they want to retain a place in the West Indies side. At least to be awarded the contract. Finally, guys, before we go, we saw the IPL got postponed recently because of the COVID situation that's going on in India. But at the break, I just want to get the guys' take on how the West Indians, I should say, have been performing thus far. We do have the World Cup coming up, so I just want to get from the the take on the guys from how the West Indians are looking. Leroy, I see you have your face. I see you have your face there. So I have to start with you here. What is your take? Sorry, on how the West Indians have been performing at the APL so far?
With 4.5 months to go before the World Cup, I think it should be a cause for concern. If the goal is to repeat as champion. If that is goal, like, in a concern about. Up to the 14 men, the 14 players that were selected for the Sri Lanka tour just now. The Sri Lanka series. 6 were at the IPL. Right? You have
give me the 6 there.
Fabian Ali, non-existent. Bravo, non-existent. Jason Holder started working. I don't know if he hurt. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Jason was hurt or whatever. Chris Gill, 1 innings or so, and he behind that tree. Puran, the man that got lady batting. Puran had about 4 knocks and a 9 and a 1 or something like that.
Yeah.
Puran is the man. Puran is the man. And Pollard, 1 big innings. That was the last game with the 80 outs.
And kneel down. And kneel down.
You understand?
Looking at these. I want these things in the room.
And Hetty wasn't in that 14. And Hetty played for Delhi as a finisher. Where Hetty played for West Indies, Hetty got back in that 3-4. So none of the board, Edward Fidel wasn't there, Fletcher wasn't there, Hussein, Evan Lewis, McCoy, Robert Powell, Leonard Simmons, or St. Clair. So that's the pool we got. The only person probably coming in there is a Hetman. But tell you World Cup. So these next 4 months and the series against Australia, South Africa, and Pakistan are very crucial for West Indies to get some combinations and sometimes playing as a team together. But as of right now, there's a concern.
Concern. Fair. Reedy, what is your take on it?
We have problems, boy.
We're in
serious trouble. We in some serious trouble. Watch it though. I was just drawing the names on the rock on them. I see Kings 11 there, Punjab Kings them using Fabian as an opener. As an opening bowler, sorry. We did that against Sri Lanka last game and that come off. Okay, fine, straight enough. But he didn't do nothing to show about. Bravo can have a guess in the
Channel 11.
Yes. Got my earphones dropping out and all kind of thing.
I don't want that, but that's a sad thing.
A real sad thing. Yes, so what I don't know. He started the tournament, and as Nero said, I don't know if he's injured. He had a pretty decent game in the beginning, and then I don't know if he become non-existent. So I don't know why. I don't know.
And he finished well last IPL, so I ain't sure what.
Gil got a couple. Yeah, had a couple.
You're a guy.
But he ain't doing how either. I is a Gil man.
Yeah.
He ain't doing that. The shot, but I believe he's batting in the wrong position. I don't know how in one game Agarwal could be injured and you bring somebody else to the open and still not get that tree. Then next game you hear that I got some appendix problem and Gil still back that tree. That's my
I probably fixed. That probably
story.
I hope West Indies don't take that plug.
2 or 3 40s. We used to do it against Sri Lanka already. Big mistake. You got back from the beginning.
Yeah, you got
back from the beginning because
I honestly don't believe Gil should be in that starting 11 for the World Cup, but that's just me.
Cause they were there already.
Fair enough. But you can't got Gil. Okay, let me say we open with Lewis and Leonard Simmons in World Cup. And then back 10 overs. Then one out and then one out. You can't bring you that tree.
It's just over
You can't bring you this up. Got the power player going. So we might in the groove on also. So that's a mistake there. Puran, who is supposed to be the next big thing. I know now I don't know
Since that last from Fidel, boy, the man is score, boy. Fidel can he? Nah, I seriously Fidel.
I know we talking about in that T10 thing. Fidel how he hop in with you.
I know Fidel. That's my thing.
We might get no suspend hero.
Just get anything. So my play against Sri Lanka too.
I saw him post something after the IPL got suspended. Talking about he scores for the tournament. I don't know if you guys see it, and it was something along the lines of or if he can use this as motivation to come back big and better, for lack of a better word. Let me hope that does come off. Let me hope that he does go back to Trinidad, go back to the drawing board, and come back as the poor.
Talented player.
Yeah,
He is a
because
talented player.
he is a talented player. Yeah.
So let me hope they can bounce back from it. The white ball captain had that one innings.
Wow.
I
Pollard.
Yeah, Pollard. Yeah, that one. Yeah, the fan. I'm gonna tell you something about ball. I could put my life on block. If he was in the maroon jersey, I think he's wanted them still among runs, we would have lost.
My security bank. My security bank.
You must next year.
Simple.
But he had that one. He had that one game. That one good because he took 2 or 4 wickets in that same game. And when I do that finishing job for Delhi, I don't know if we want him
he
World
don't
Cup
need
side.
that.
I don't know if I want that in my World Cup side because I don't. As I said earlier, I don't want you come here to sit and say, yeah, boy.
Next one going for
next 6.
I forget too many.
Who do you forget? Who do you forget? Nero?
Naranga Russell. But there wasn't any squad, but they down there too.
But Russell.
All right. Well, if for my one part, you don't forget nobody. For my one part, you don't forget nobody.
That was a squad, but that too actually made out.
Them is men that I would have. Let me say up to last year, especially Russell. But what
they can play World Cup.
Russell?
Oh, they can play World Cup.
No, right? I ain't carrying the rain, robot.
All of them
No, right there,
World Cup.
But no,
make themselves available.
Today,
they are going to make themselves
Regardless
available
part.
for the
The
World
rain
Cup.
will play the World Cup. Pollard can't.
I agree.
We're talking.
But they can make themselves as a World Cup. He and Russell for sure.
A big bonus.
If that was
I don't think the rain can play.
A regular bilateral series.
The guy India, you know. I work out in England.
But they're not there doing it. If that was a regular bilateral series, that man got all sort of issues. Now I can tell you he had comfortable, he action, but this is a World Cup. So they will make themselves available and they will be selected. But I think as much as what Andre Russell can do, he's a match winner.
Yeah.
I still think he can. And what really turned me, I think it was there already last year, December when we went to New Zealand. When my mom said he need a break from the bubble, he need a break from this thing and next he third. Okay, fair point. You may want a break from the bubble. New Zealand, you just had a quarantine and they had a free life in New Zealand. My went Sri Lanka playing Sri Lanka door? Nah, can't work for me. Can't work for me. I was in a biosecure bubble hotel, Cricket Ground, Bhakti Hotel. Make it make sense. As people send over there. So they will go, but I think it can them. That way you'll forget the money.
Nah. You see when Pollard for the IPL 7 innings, 4 not outs, 168 runs, best 87,
and one was 80 runs. So don't put on Harris and say we're one.
But in my performing best, alright, F0 to the GS, what we know say we judge a man based on the performance. Also, everybody, he had the best thing.
I'm talking about. I'm asking if there's a cause for concern for the rest.
I don't think Pollard is cause for concern. But I can tell you what. If you look at Pollard IPL, Pollard is always Pollard is start slow in tournament. But when it get down to the eliminator games and the big gate games, Pollard has come clutch. Fellas, you looking at me, but Pollard got to a money match in the IPL final.
They're two for West Indies.
Near one.
Just two. Aren't they? Near one.
He got 100 against when he scored 100 against Australia.
Tell you we won. That's the one day. That was a one day.
Thank you.
That was a 50
our point
over.
is proven. The greatest 20 cricketer, and we can't rattle off name.
You're scratching your head, man.
Can't be trusting name.
I can get about that. Hey, I gotta tell Siri Google. But Puran, I was disappointed, but I ain't gonna be too hard on him. He was consistent the last few years. Yes, he drew a bad, he drew
To be
a
honest,
lean batch.
Fair.
So I got to see now how these series how he come out because he was in a honestly mentally he could have been a little tired because he went from franchise cricket to franchise to bubble.
I want to keep that same energy, everybody. That energy
Oh,
change there just now. Oh, you
Yeah.
bubble to bubble. Oh, the man went bubbles to bubbles too, and you blame them.
And you
man
murder.
refused. Some man refused.
Murder.
Who murder?
Oh, you
Hey,
go
why
you
who murder?
He was a Trini, you know.
Nah,
One of the top boys in India, but he's a Trini. Man, you went
Yeah,
for
I ain't
you.
yeah,
got.
boy.
You gotta be
Puran,
tired. You went from
just
bubble.
Puran was consistent. Let me be fair. He was a
I agree.
maroon
Top player,
outside of
like
maroon.
him as a player, like him as a player.
So I
That's
can
what
give you a pass. I can give you a pass. Bravo going as player coach, mentor in that squad.
You
He
back it. Yes, bro. Bravo,
No,
best player,
he can
brother.
start. He can start. Okay,
Small boss,
with
best
your guy as the captain.
Pollard, big man. Come on, man.
With your guy the captain, you got. If you play, you Pollard can play. We play it that way.
we left Trinidad, so he can play for St. Kitts in CPL. So that might
Performances, yeah.
be
Just make it easy for Pollard.
very easy.
Make it easy for Pollard. The picky.
I don't know. It says in 2012 it's 2016 we had the same issue leading into it, and we was like, man, how these men continue. And I mean, Gil don't really catch a fight the tournaments night, and Gil scored 100 in the first game, and that's it. But for me, I would
The
carry
icon.
Gil as a backup,
The icon. The icon.
but I can't see Gil starting.
The
I won't
icon.
open about him again, huh?
The icon.
Yeah, it was
I ignore you, Jason. Yes, I ignore you, fella.
a big deal.
But
A big deal.
The
A big deal
icon
horse,
doing,
Nero.
Yeah,
the icon doing was good for
Big
you.
dead horse, my war eagle, man. Big dead horse.
Selling the icon selling cologne.
Yeah, you gonna smell good, man.
Let he do that. Let he do that, man.
Mr.
We ain't calling
Collymore.
for Walmart. The finals.
Oh, how you think the guys are looking shaping up for the
You
World
know
Cup
he. You know
later on this
he. You
year?
know he. You know he.
Who me?
Yeah, you know he did. We're surely, man. You know he. You know he.
Man, just
Uh,
I concern a little, man.
concern.
You're gonna
I
be.
concern.
Whoa,
I
time
concern a
out here.
little.
Stomp the
In
bricks.
terms of, I don't think we got bowling combinations, and this is not only from IPL. Like we trying to find combinations now. You see, we play Sinclair. He's still playing DJ Bravo,
Mhm.
and you see Pollard bowling now. So that means he can tell himself he can bowl the people cricket ball, and somebody gonna wait
Hard to
that
go
out.
for.
Somebody gonna wait that
Hard to
out,
go for.
Jace.
Guarantee you can go
Narayan is
for
not
it.
effective no more. Narayan is not effective, guys.
Oh,
Nero, I know you're gonna talk about X
but I
Factor
think
and
mystery.
Narayan action.
Ain't a
No,
mystery
he
no. Ain't a
Wait,
mystery
He's
no.
saying that, man. He's saying that.
Narayan is boy he fought before a wicket. And
The right
that
ball
was
that you
unheard
know.
of.
I'm afraid.
You know, Nero.
No,
The right
that was
ball that you
unheard
know.
of.
The right is ball that you know.
420.
Huh?
420
Huh?
jumped in.
So I didn't know about Narayan, but just when it comes to the batting, I
Lost Collymore there.
You lost.
You let her scut.
There you go.
You let her scut 5 feet, boy. That's it. You fight never go against me out here, boy. Something
He was the
happen.
public and said
But-
when it comes to the batting, it could beat you by any day. I reckon he was gonna say that.
I know Collymore is probably the biggest West Indian supporter there. So although don't get me wrong, he's still very real, he's still very honest, but I know he would have definitely tried some positive words and some optimistic words there for the
You see a
West
little
Indies.
concern, but he didn't say no. A little could be like 0.5%. The bowling is the problem, though. The bowling,
The
back
ball
here.
is the problem. The ball is the
Back here
problem.
to me too. But I think it
All right,
meant
Fred.
220 per one there
But,
or 60.
we're saying
But
Yeah,
continue,
yeah.
Faye.
Continue, Fred.
The batting, I think the batting capable of firing, man.
She just did it right, man.
I think the batting capable of firing. Understand? I ain't overly concerned with batting because you got Puran, he get his failure at the right time.
Yes.
Hattie, he got his fitness concerns, but you see he's still finishing games in IPL.
I was
He's
gonna
still
say,
I don't want
hopefully
to.
hungry,
I don't
but
want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell you're missing the muse. You can tell you're missing the muse, Nero.
Full Nero, man.
Not nice, Nero.
all right, I can't let that pass. Sorry, man. Back to my normal self.
So my only problem to me is the bowling. I know we can talk about the IPL and the players. Yeah, Puran failing is a concern for him. But to me, a tournament, then international, two different things. Two different things, you understand? International cricket, you really see the best of the best. This is where people want to perform. This is where people want to show up. IPL, yeah, you want to show up too, but it don't carry the same weight.
Yeah, and I guess too in IPL, the players. I mean, granted, albeit they're more than likely to be playing the similar roles in the team.
Correct.
When you're playing with the IPL, now you're definitely gonna have a slightly different role compared to what you would have playing in a for your international team.
Correct. So I into RJS, I any days West Indies.
Yeah.
I am West Indies, brother.
Yes. That I know.
When it comes to big times, when it comes to the big times, Jason, in the T20 format, I own that.
Yeah.
I own that.
You know, right? He never had a comeback. Hey, you actually said almost word for word where he would come back and answer easy. So
I own that, brother.
I know call it more for years, but I know
West Indies. I
don't fear nobody. Don't fear nobody, fam. You don't fear nobody.
Indians or they don't fear them. West Indies true and true.
Who get carried the ball 20 over 20?
My 20.
Yeah, man. We ain't got back first.
I ain't got
back, man.
No, boy. But that's a good question, boy. I know, boy. Pollard, Jason.
Yeah.
Jesus Lord.
You feel caught children, man.
They can't bowl it. They can't bowl it.
You feel caught children, go?
No, I mean that it between two of them. We still got 12 more to go that with me.
You feel caught children play? Caught children means score?
Caught children delete.
Caught children play. I don't know.
Bravo.
Ben McCoy can play.
What Ben McCoy got he lick out. I didn't when he what Ben McCoy against
Good
ball.
And the rain is good.
But yeah.
The rain is good. But to me he's not he lose that Nero. He ain't got that right now he got this left. He got this left. He got that left.
I did put behind here look.
Slick Rick got more mystery than the right now, man. Slick Rick
got who got more mystery?
Slick Rick.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's a problem of the Split Red or this in the right now.
But the rain struggling though, man. But I'm fearing the boy work at JS. That's my tournament.
We need a Badri, like somebody. I ain't know, boy. Like
we ain't got that. Them. Don't let me. You and talk about here. The walls and then people don't get it. Don't get it.
Nah, but if he can get if he's self right, he can probably make it.
Who here then?
Nah, boy.
He got four tours.
He see Pollard everything he shot here.
He got 4 what? You know?
About 4 series before he work out. You know, India can call it down. About 2 weeks before the tournament, India can call it down. That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
They drop all day.
Yeah, and that's why you only got one of them. That we only got one of them, huh?
They drop all the time.
Everybody used to be funny. I lump you up, man. I put lumps all booked that head, man.
For right, Cody 100 staff me call no that's it. Sasha 200 staff. But y'all put it by the
He like, he's not
Speaking
lying.
facts, Nero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you too. It's
Well,
always good to have a
I
That
just
that,
want,
la- that last
go ahead.
tournament was down in India, Jason.
Say that again.
The 2016 was down in India.
Carlos,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was.
I mean,
It
there?
was.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in
It
India
was
again.
You call
Yeah.
You
India
remember that
Windies
being in
Cricket?
India?
Money talk.
Yeah,
Money
Carlos.
talk.
And
Something
the one
more.
before that with Samuels
Philly
was the
like,
Shaw, I think.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
it
it
was.
was.
Well, both was with Samuels, but
Yes.
So wait, 20. You had none. It was. So
they had that same thing.
is every 2 years or 4 years? 4 years.
Workhouse supposed to be last year, I think.
Yeah, it was supposed
It
to be
was supposed to
last
be
year.
last year, but it get in Australia.
COVID. But
And
then
they
it's
had
supposed to go on.
you had the 50 over with Ben Stokes in 2019.
Right, but they're supposed to go at World T20 this year and next
And
year
next
too.
year, correct. Next year in Australia.
Right, but if we
Next year
back in
will be
India
the
again, no Jess.
will be last.
Because man, it's
You
rules.
hear
You
me,
don't
basic
talk.
just
understand
now?
it.
Something
You don't
more.
understand it, yeah?
I know, son.
But
Because
you put in
they're the
up just
bats,
to get numbers, but ain't like there's really
honey.
competition.
They're the bats. They're the bats. And you got
The World
billion
Side is
people.
just look pretty on paper and then on the
But
day
it's still
again
got
do
it. It's still got it.
a
I see.
bundling semi-final,
See,
ball a lot on the balls,
you see
drop a
two
lot of
squads I put there.
catches.
The 48
Huh?
years I put there. The 48 years I put there. The tour.
You could put
Sri Lanka and
64.
England.
Yeah, but you got
Boomer
work to
Ashwin is
do.
balling the balls in
You
semi-finals, Jess.
you you
Just
you
give
you
me a
deep
game.
you deep for truth. You deep for truth.
Got a lot of
boy.
quality cricketers,
Almost
man. I
48
wonder
days here.
what you keep can't say, huh?
In the box,
A
man.
day.
In the box.
Yeah. Well, guys, I just we really hope that the guys could get it together just in time, as Nero said. At least we could muster up majority of the players that we probably will be carrying to the World Cup, and hopefully they could get in some games in the upcoming series, as Nero said, to play together as a team before the World Cup. Um, any closing remarks from the guys before we sign off?
Just big up the fans all the time, man. Big up the viewers all the time,
For sure.
all the time.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we just want to continue to thank the viewers. We are steadily growing on YouTube. So, like I said, we want to thank everyone. Just continue to like, comment, share, and subscribe when you do watch the video. And thanks very much for watching tonight. And have a good one, everyone. Good night.